Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Netchuk Arts. Today, talking about vinyl. Used vinyl that I picked up. You don't always get a home run with every album, especially when you take a chance on albums that you've just never owned before, never listened to before. I hit the mark on these two albums. Both hit their marks. Let's begin. Album number 1, Dave Edmunds, Repeat When Necessary, right out of the 80s. Now, I didn't listen to this album before, didn't own it before, but I picked it up just on the strength of Crawling from the Wreckage, one of the 80s tunes that I absolutely love and will still play at loud volume today. So I saw this album, made the grab, not disappointed at all. Most of the cuts here are full of bouncy, jangly guitar, courtesy Dave Edmunds. This was released 1978, in the late 70s, early 80s of rock and roll, American rock and roll, were being dominated by 50s throwbacks. People were rediscovering the riffs and the beats, the tempos of the 1950s, and that was finding its way into music, most especially this particular album, and that's not a bad thing. Again, the guitar work is bouncy, happy-go-lucky, and it keeps a good rhythm. Side 1, first song, Girls Talk, that had some radio play. Elvis Costello wrote that song. Crawling from the Wreckage is on side 1. Those are my two favorites from there. Side 2 gives us Queen of Hearts, which later country star Juice Newton covered, and she had a hit all by herself with that one. So Dave Edmunds, really good pickup here, right out of the 80s. Great guitar work, pretty good songwriting. All right, here's the liner. So it had the original liner, song titles, and so on. So really good. This is nice. And some kind of artsy computer age kind of thing happening there, because the computers were just starting to get to personal size and not giant IBM room size. Okay, second album I'm very excited about. Mick Taylor, former Rolling Stones guitarist. Those of you who know me know that I'm a huge Rolling Stones fan. And so, and Mick Taylor is my second favorite Rolling Stones guitarist. At least, well, look, Keith is top. But between the different guitarists that they've had, Brian Jones and Mick Taylor, Ronnie, I really love Ronnie, but Mick Taylor, my second favorite. Short era, but punctuated by Taylor's spacey guitar work, kind of at times Santana-esque guitar work. Just beautiful, very fluid guitar solos, guitar work. Can You Hear Me Knocking? You want an example of his guitar? Can You Hear Me Knocking? Go listen to that. That's Mick Taylor getting down right there. Okay, so this is his solo album that was released 3 years after he left the Rolling Stones. Much anticipated. By me anyway, to find it, and I'm very happy. Taylor bounces around with different genres. He gives us a little bit of jazz, a little bit of bebop, some Latin flavor, some blues, So he's got a good mix there, and none of them are especially better or more stand out more than the other on the album. Taylor played what on the album. Taylor plays guitar, bass, piano, and sings. Five of the 9 songs are Mick Taylor singing. 4 of them are just straight up instrumentals. Very nice, smooth album. Mick Taylor, he's not gonna knock you out of the box with his voice, his singing voice. Not a lot of range, but the music doesn't force him to go to a lot of different range places with his voice. You might expect some hard stuff, but there's not a lot of real hard driving rock and roll here. Even the blues are kind of slowed down and slightly mellowed out. And a bit of it is because, again, the spacey way that Mick Taylor plays. And I love that variation on the guitar. Standout songs here. Side 1 starts off with not a bad tune at all. Mick Taylor singing on it. Leather Jacket. I think it's called Leather Jacket. Yeah, Leather Jacket. He wrote this and actually tried unsuccessfully to get the Stones to record that song for one of their albums. He couldn't push Mick on it, and he didn't get on a Stones album, but he did get it here to lead off his solo album. And clearly the lyrics of Leather Jacket are speaking to the other boys in the Stones. Not in a bad way, but you catch a reflection of what was happening in the Stones' lives right around that era. What else on side 1? Baby, I Want You, bluesy ballad, instrumental. I liked that. Broken Hands, a nice surprise, closes out. This is about as hard as the album gets. Broken Hands closes out side 1, and when you listen to it, you can swear you're listening to the Black Crowes. So maybe, a little bit of influence filtered over to the Black Crowes, because, boy, I could hear them recording and playing that song. Side 2, I didn't pick out anything in particular. It meanders. The Latino flavored song is on side 2. Kind of meanders, a little too long for me. But otherwise, it's solid music. It's really just put this on and space out. He's not going to set your speakers on fire. If you're looking for that, that's not on this album. But he is going to take your head to transcendent places, I think, with his groovy guitar work. Any last notes on that? Nope. Highly recommended. Pick this up. Stones fans, grab it. Mick Taylor fans, if you're a lover of the Mick Taylor era of the Stones, then you got to have this. All right. Liner also, I scored and got an original liner. Very simple photo, all right, with the songs and whatnot, and a lone guitar, a lone player, all right, very simple. See this blue quiet mood? This is a little bit like the album sounds like. Moody. Good stuff. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you think that this video was good stuff, and hope you think my channel is good stuff. Please subscribe and like down below. I'll see you next time. Netchuk Arts. Peace.